Welcome to our channel. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I have great respect for the past. If you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. I have respect for the past, but I'm a person of the moment. I'm here, and I do my best to be completely centered at the place I'm at, then I go forward to the next place. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. It's all there. Everything influences each of us, and because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. One isn't necessarily born with courage, but one is born with potential. Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. There is nothing so pitiful as a young cynic, because he has gone from knowing nothing to believing nothing. Nothing will work unless you do. What is a fear of living? It's being preeminently afraid of dying. It is not doing what you came here to do, out of timidity and spinelessness. The antidote is to take full responsibility for yourself, for the time you take up, and the space you occupy. If you don't know what you're here to do, then just do some good. If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded. I'm convinced of this: good done anywhere is good done everywhere. For a change, start by speaking to people, rather than walking by them like they're stones that don't matter. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late to do some good. A wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy. A wise woman refuses to be anyone's victim. Don't let the incidents which take place in life bring you low. And certainly don't whine. You can be brought low, that's okay, but don't be reduced by them. Just say, that's life. I know that I've been guided by God. I am obedient. Somehow, we have come to the erroneous belief that we are all but flesh, blood, and bones, and that's all. So we direct our values to material things. If you're a human being, you can attempt to do what other human beings have done. We don't understand talent any more than we understand electricity. My life has been long, and believing that life loves the liver of it, I have dared to try many things, sometimes trembling, but daring still. I know for sure that love saves me, and that it is here to save us all. Timidity makes a person modest. It makes him or her say, I'm not worthy of being written up in the record of deeds in heaven or on earth. Timidity keeps people from their good. They are afraid to say, yes, I deserve it. I created myself. I have taught myself so much. The sadness of the women's movement is that they don't allow the necessity of love. See, I don't personally trust any revolution where love is not allowed. Bitterness is cancer, it eats upon the host. It doesn't do anything to the object of its displeasure. There's something which impels us to show our inner souls. The more courageous we are, the more we succeed in explaining what we know. Courage. You develop courage by doing small things, like just as if you wouldn't want to pick up a 100-pound weight without preparing yourself. We have to confront ourselves. Do we like what we see in the mirror? And, according to our light, according to our understanding, according to our courage, we will have to say, yea or nay, and rise. I had given up some youth for knowledge, but my gain was more valuable than the loss. I know that when I pray, something wonderful happens. Not just to the person or persons for whom I'm praying, but also something wonderful happens to me. I'm grateful that I'm heard. At 50, I began to know who I was. It was like waking up to myself. Everybody born comes from the Creator trailing wisps of glory. We come from the Creator with creativity. I think that each one of us is born with creativity. All great achievements require time. You can't forgive without loving. And I don't mean sentimentality. I don't mean mush. I mean having enough courage to stand up and say, I forgive. I'm finished with it. All great artists draw from the same resource, the human heart, which tells us that we are all more alike than we are unalike. I am grateful to be a woman. I must have done something great in another life. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to forgive. Forgive everybody. While I know myself as a creation of God, I am also obligated to realize and remember that everyone else and everything else are also God's creation. I have found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lines. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. I respect myself and insist upon it from everybody. And because I do it, I then respect everybody too. Nothing succeeds like success. Get a little success, and then just get a little more. Whatever you want to do, if you want to be great at it, you have to love it and be able to make sacrifices for it. If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform 1 million realities. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die. The ache for home lives in all of us, the safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Love is like a virus. It can happen to anybody at any time. If you have only one smile in you, give it to the people you love. When a person is going through hell, and she encounters someone who went through hellish hell and survived, then she can say, mine is not so bad as all that. She came through, and so can I. Thanks for watching. Which quote did you enjoy the most? Please share your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.